Shai. Thank you to Rappler and Maria for inviting me here. Sorry, I just have to say we have to give Chris another round of applause for that. Grabe. No, really, one of the best talks I've heard. I totally agree with what Chris said, that with social media, you have all the means to do evil things and rant and bully, but you also have all the means to do good things. So, sakto, buti na lang, that's what my talk is about. My story is I started, I focused on Twitter for this particular event because I feel in doing social good, it's sort of probably been the most effective or the fastest because of its nature of 140 characters in the timeline, right? So I focused on Twitter, and I joined Twitter April 2009. I joined Twitter because of a really mababaw reason. Remember when there was this contest between Larry King and Ashton Kutcher to reach 1 million followers? I told myself I wanted to be part of that. I wanted to be one of those to vote who I wanted to reach 1 million first. I followed Larry King, but of course Ashton reached 1 million first. I didn't know that it would have such a huge impact on my life years after. So fast forward to 2012, I learned a few things from Twitter, and that is why my talk today will be about 10 Twitter rules I try to follow, and you can too. Yeah. This, honestly, is a list that does not only apply to quote-unquote celebrities or people in government, or it really applies to everyone, whether you have 10 followers or 3 million followers like Ann Curtis, who is, I think, the most followed up Pinoy on Twitter. They are actually all rules we all know if we use our common sense. I'm sure everyone in this room mostly follows the 10 because you wouldn't go all the way to attend a social good summit if you don't actually use social media for good. This is also for everyone watching online. Hi guys. Yeah, this is my presentation also for you. My first simple rule is say online things that you are sure you can say in real life. Chris told the story of how someone tweeted him parang such a harsh comment about sana magpatut ka na lang. I can't even bear to say it again. But really, that guy, if we put Chris in front of you, can you honestly say that you can say those words to him, to his face, looking in his eye? I think this is a very simple online rule that also applies to Facebook and blogs. If you are the type of person who is like one person who follows this, Annabel Rama. She posts feisty stuff online, but sure as hell she can say all those things in person as well. So it can go extreme. It doesn't mean you can always be safe. Just be sure that what you're posting, you can actually say in front of another human being or to the person you're directing it to. Number 2, it's about bashers. Maybe those with more followers or those in the public eye have more bashers than others, but I think even anyone on Twitter is open to bashing, or I'm sure all of you have experienced this. My theory on that is, 1, either ignore them, kasi I've been told na, okay lang yan if they flood you with negative tweets. If you don't mind them, if they don't know that you're getting to them, titigil din yan. Some tumitigil, some hindi. So to those na hindi, just be nice. There's this saying that parang bashers are confused admirers or something. I honestly don't agree with that. Kasi I believe na there are some people naman, hindi mo talaga trip yung tao eh. So, ba't mo pipilitin? There are some bashers who just really don't like you. And, wala eh. That's human nature eh. You're not supposed to like everyone. But in terms of those who bash, there are those who give it a rest after a while, but there are those who don't give it a rest. And this happened to me just recently. Just this year, I received a tweet from a certain user with an egg as a profile picture. I think that's the next. I hope, by the way, everyone in this room with a Twitter account does not have an egg for a Twitter profile picture. On that side, Siguro mga 3 weeks niya akong tinetweet na iba-iba eh. I don't exactly know. I don't think this is a real person, or if this is a real person, I would like to meet this person. Would say na classmate daw niya ako sa high school sa Zobel. Then other tweets would say classmate niya ako sa college sa Ateneo. Other tweets would say workmate niya ako when I started working in ABS-CBN, and said that they were going to release this video of me na ikakasira ng reputasyon ko. Like that. So I was like, anong video kaya to? And then they grabbed a photo from a pictorial I did for a magazine. That was Preview magazine. It was medyo a sexy photo. They posted it and said parang, look at her, parang what a slut, ganyan. Mga ganon, basta. And then it came to a point that they would tweet my bosses. They would, of course, even bosses in ABS, some of them have Twitter accounts, would tweet them, tag them, ito ba yung klase ng talent na gusto niyo? This is just one person devoting his whole Twitter feed, or her whole Twitter feed to me, ha? At one point, it kind of got flattering, sa totoo lang, that this person spent so much time on me. But to cut a long story short, along the way of all those bashing tweets, I sent a DM saying, I don't believe I've met you. Parang I've read your feed. I don't exactly know what I did to you, but I'd like to talk to you or meet you if you're open to it. That's it. Bashing continued to the point that pep.ph even tried to contact this person to interview the person. So in the end, they came up with this article on the right side, this long article of the history of the bashing. And do you believe, ang statement lang niya was like, wala lang, trip ko lang mang bash, parang I wanted to see how she'd react, I wanted to test her patience, and now parang I admire her for handling it so cool. Can you imagine? So yung article ng Pep parang became from basher to admirer, parang ganon. So I was like, wow. So that was an interesting story I went through. So to this day, I kind of handle bashers in a cool way kasi, di ba, kung iinit din ulo mo, it'll really get you nowhere. And I have this theory that I don't block people on Twitter as much as ang sakit-sakit ng mga sinasabi nila minsan, because Twitter, Facebook, blogs, other forms of social media, I believe, are there for freedom of expression. And if I block someone, it's like I'm saying that I don't believe in his freedom of expression. But who am I to say that? It's for everyone. Basher, Twitter user for good. Yun. Number 3 is also very simple. It won't hurt to retweet. This was especially helpful during times in Ondoy, times during the Habagat, and in this very special case of Lola Aurelia, which actually, the photo came out on Facebook, I know, but also spread quickly through Twitter. Of course, she was the Lola who posted the missing sign of her partner, and they were reunited. Imagine, all through the help of social media that eventually news picked up. So it won't hurt to retweet, honestly. Like, if you know that it's going to help and it will change someone's life, then, diba, it's just a click of a button. You're paying for the internet already, so why not? Number 4 is connected to that. Be sure to credit what you retweet. I'm very happy that Secretary Mon mentioned the word plagiarism, diba? If we're all so much against it, plagiarism, translating, whatever you might call it, yeah, very simple, diba? If you won't do it in your academic paper, don't do it also online. 140 characters lang yan, but there still is a way to credit the person who really owns the idea. Number 5 is still connected to that. It says, be careful before retweeting. Very simple. It means, unless it's tweeted by a reputable news source, diba, don't cause panic na. There were a lot of cases during the relief operations of the different storms that there were kumbaga con artists or what, and if you retweet that, diba, you what do you call this, you contribute to the non-good. Siguro just before retweeting, sometimes there's a link, just click on the link and see if it's legit, and then saka you retweet it. One very interesting case of this, and he handled it very well, I think, was Eli Buendia when they killed him on Twitter. And he simply took to Twitter to say, next time na may magkalat pa na patay na ako, di na talaga ako maniniwala. So, Yeah, he handled that very cool. So yeah, again, let's not kill people on Twitter. Yeah, buto na lang he did not take offense. Number 6 is there. This is connected to how nowadays when you meet someone, you're like, oh, you're at official Team Yap, or you are referring to people by their Twitter handles, especially when it is a catchy one and not just the name. You can make friends. Definitely, I've become more close to some acquaintances because of correspondence through Twitter. Kasi 'di ba it takes off the awkward. Yung pag in person parang what are you doing here? Ganun lang. Unlike in Twitter, it sort of breaks that so that when you finally see each other in person, parang you feel there's a warmth. The do not trust blindly refers to not giving away very personal information on Facebook and Twitter actually. Like, someone can easily stalk you if you post your address, your whereabouts all the time, your daily routine. You can easily be a target for whatever kind of evil intentions. So be personal but don't give too much details. Number 7 is be constructive, not destructive. I feel very strongly about this one because I like sharing my opinion a lot on Twitter. Thank you, by the way, to everyone following me. Oh, and thank you to everyone who tweeted me. Parang good luck sa talk ko. I'm still nervous, actually. Nasa number 7 na ako. More than half. Okay. Be constructive, not destructive. It's pretty self-explanatory, but this also has a great connection to cyberbullying and what Christopher went through. I would say that when he read his Twitter timeline, parang his heart would have dropped. I cannot even imagine what it was like to read that timeline, the mentions. But, kunyari me, I work on TV, and there are good comments naman eh. Bad comments put in a good way. Like, for example, yung letter R mo, ayusin mo, or like, hindi maganda suot mo today, or itim mo, paputi ka nga. Yung mga, all these things. It's a comment, kind of constructive. By the way, hindi po ako magpapaputi because I'm proud of my brown color. Thanks. There's a nice way to put it. But if you say, hoy, negra, wala kang karapatan dyan sa TV, bakit ka nandyan? Yung parang, really? That's how you'll put it? And I feel very much about 2 cases I'm about to tell you that I felt they were wrong, but I felt that some of the comments they got were a little too much. First, of course, this guy became popular. It's a screen grab, and of course, everyone knows him. I was shocked to find out we came from the same college, and siguro, yeah, I agree with the tweets. Like, I personally tweeted that I was disgusted by this act. A lot of people bashed him. A lot of people said, ano ba yan? Parang, bakit naman ganyan? Power tripping. Yan, I feel constructive pa yan. Or he said like, he probably got comments, and I saw comments online that were saying, bakit naman niya ginawa yun? Talaga, mananapak? Wow, ikaw kaya sapakin ko. Yung mga ganon, pwede pa yun eh. But those people who started posting things like, grabe, o, tinan mo, taba-taba. Parang, really? What does that have to do with anything? He became human to me the day after this happened because I have a friend who said they were family friends, and they said, grabe kawawa yung mom niya. She just kept crying and praying, and I can just imagine she was questioning herself, anak, pinalaki kita na maayos, bakit to nangyari? Parang this guy is a person with a family. When you attack him, you don't only attack him. His family is there. They feel bad, people who love him. So he did say sorry. He issued a public apology, and I'm sure hindi na yan mauulit. And this other very controversial character, yes, super victim of cyberbullying. I think this is the perfect example of whether you are a celebrity or non-celebrity, you're very open to being bashed on Twitter. Honestly, in all honesty, and I don't know if this is wrong to say or if you will agree with me, I actually like the Sinoto hashtag. If you are not familiar with it, it's when people translated things and tagged it Sinoto. For example, Hoy, nakilala lang kita. Nakakaloka. Etong numero ko. Tawagan mo ko. Baka? O, diba? So you know who that is. And it said parang Dash, Carly, Ray, Jepsen, Soto. Something like that. I think, not naman constructive, but it showed how Pinoys really have a sense of humor in times like this. There were a lot of constructive tweets about Soto, but I'm sure you will agree with me that there were also a lot of unnecessary things said about him that hurt his wife, hurt his daughters. Yun, there is a way to say things in a constructive way. This is not to say that you can't bash, because I am actually, and again, this may sound false, I'm not against bashers. I think they are there to keep the balance. Yeah, I like reading bashers' tweets. I think because it grounds me, or my masochista side ako. But parang, diba, it can't be all good. There is something to be said that's not good. Pero yun, sana constructive na lang. Wag yung parang sinisira mo na yung pagkatao ng tao. Next is, when big news breaks, be sensitive. I felt this during Habagat, and you can show the picture of Habagat. Of course, it was a sensitive time, and I remember this news broke. I work on the morning show already, and parang medyo 5 a.m., it wasn't as bad as it was nung 7 a.m., but the rest of the day, you know, I'm sure you check your timelines and it was all about the flood. And you would see tweets like, going to yoga, gonna detox. Parang, diba? Parang, no, I mean like on an ordinary day, honestly, you can share that. But on a day that is sensitive. Or there were even tweets like, grabe, lakas ng ulan, hassle, close yung gym. Parang, wow, gym yung pinoproblema mo. There are people drowning, losing their homes. It's not to say that, you know, parang be boring on Twitter, but wag naman yung insensitive. And when big news breaks, it's usually all about the news. But you can also share good news, which during the Habagat, this also happened. The photos of this next photo. Yes, there was also good news that sort of uplifted people about this couple who set their date on that day, and the wife just said, sorry, I still want to get married. Let's do this. And they still got married, took these beautiful photos, and I think it was a welcome, parang good news for everyone on that dreary day where there was all parang statistics of the bad things that happened. So, hindi naman kailangan puro sad yung timeline mo, di ba? Kung may good news ka namang i-share, why not? Okay, next item is, keep vanity and moderation. Again, this might offend some people, but I honestly feel really strongly about this. If you're going to retweet one compliment about you, sige, okay, kasi you're promoting whatever it is you do, or a good cause, or something good you did, I'm all for that. 2 retweets. Okay, sige, go. 3 retweets. Sige. But like, if you flood your followers' timelines with like 10 compliments about you, medyo, di ba, konting vain na yun masyado. I feel, again, I might be hitting some people on Twitter here that, I mean, not intentionally, this is a general rule. Twitter in itself kasi is a tool for vanity. Of course, you post things, people follow you. It's vain in itself. So, if you even retweet comments, fina-follow ka na nga ang tao, gusto ka na niya, hindi mo na kailangan ibenta pa yung sarili mo ng todo-todo. Or in the case of photos, if you take 1 vain photo, it's okay. If you post 2 vain photos in the same location, by the way, it's okay. But if you flood your timeline with all these different photos. Yes. Thanks. Diba? Parang, yeah, kung hindi naman makakatulong sa bayan yung 10 photos, if the 10 photos will give the same effect as 1 or 2 photos, doon na lang tayo sa mas konti. Yeah. I actually took this sa photo booth lang nung camera nung ginagawa, so thanks. The last rule, and for me, the most important rule is to Yes, live in the present. I'm sure this has happened to you. I'm also very much guilty of this. I'm with a few friends in a coffee shop or a restaurant, and all of you are on your cell phones. Um, I recently took a rule with my boyfriend that whenever we're having lunch or dinner together, bawal ang cellphone. Kind of really helps kasi it puts you in the moment. My brother Skypes with me and always tells me na parang, we're Skyping. Why are you on your phone? You have to be 100% here. If you're doing something and are on your phone, you're only 50% there. You're half in cyberspace, half in the actual place you're in. Which, by the way, this is probably the only event that I will not be offended that people are on their cell phones. Kasi syempre, you're updating. But, of course, when you're in a business meeting or you're in school, wag naman. Oo. It's so important to live in the present. I was once watching an Ateneo LaSalle UAAP game, and the person beside me, who did not look like a Rappler reporter naman or anyone who had to update anyone, she was on her phone the whole time, tweeting score updates. I couldn't believe it. I wanted to say, girl, enjoy mo yung game. Oo. But that's the whole point of it. Enjoy where you're at. If you're traveling, marvel at the Eiffel Tower before saying, okay, let's tweet this. Wag yung you're there, oh my God, let's tweet this. Yung agad-agad. You enjoy the moment first. Live in the moment. And those are 10 rules I actually don't also always follow, but remind myself I should follow. And you can too. And as inspired by another famous quote, I would like to say that we should all be the Twitter users that's the next slide. Hindi ko na memorize. So ayan. We should all be the Twitter user that we want to see in the Twitter world. And on that note, thank you.